I am the music. Okay. Uh, Hi, I'm Silfath Pinto. I am a teacher, I am a coach, I am a dancer, and I am a giggler. Our conversation today is about pleasure. You see, a lot of time people come to me for my private sessions and they tell me, I'm feeling down. I'm not happy in my life. I don't know, something is missing. I wake up in the morning, I have a little bit of anxiety. Something is not right. And we look through several things, but one of the questions that I ask them is, how do you cultivate pleasure in your life? They look at me with a puzzled look, like what? Yeah, what makes you happy? What makes you expansive? What feels good? And how do you cultivate it? And they're a little bit lost by my question. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, I have this show that I love watching. Okay, how many times a week do you watch this show? Oh, one time a week. Okay, so that's one thing. What else? What else? Maybe food. And I'm like, listen, it's very simple. Life is about cultivating pleasure. It's not just about working, just about doing the shoulds and have to. It's about learning what elevates you, what makes you expansive, what feels good, and bringing it into your life. And I will give you another example. And that example, I think, will really bring the light to the issue. One of my students, we were doing a 4-day workshop. Day 3, she comes to me and she's like, you know what, Silfath? I don't feel like, having all those little foods and cookies like I usually do. This client of mine is overweight. Okay? And when we arrived at the first day of the workshop, she's the one who came with like all the snacks. And she was like, listen, ladies, I have all this for you. She's always snacking. Day 3, she's like, not so much. And she's like, how come? I'm like, I know. For the last 3 days, you've been writing poetry. So creative pleasure. You've been sharing with beautiful women, emotional pleasure. You've been meditating, spiritual pleasure. You've been really kind of thinking about your dreams and your desires. So basically, you are feeling full. You've been activating all these palettes of pleasures, and now you don't need to go so much over the food. So if you really look into your life today and think about the 7 pleasures, which are emotional pleasure, sensual pleasure, sexual pleasure, intellectual pleasure, creative pleasure, aesthetic pleasure, and nature pleasure, being in nature. Okay, commuting with the water, being in the sea, being in a forest, being in a park. So you have 7 pleasures. Look at your life today and ask yourself, are those pleasures present in my life? How can I cultivate them more in little things? A very simple ritual that brings pleasure in my life when I go back home is I turn off the light and I put candles everywhere. The smells, the light, it just makes me feel really peaceful and it feels really great. So cultivate pleasure every single day in your life and you will start seeing a shift and you feel more expansive. Your life will be fuller, richer, more exciting and more peaceful. So that was my invitation for you today. Have a beautiful day. Bye. This is me. Oh yeah.
Close enough.